Hello Pisces, my name is Tiffany from Tiffany's Tarology and so good to be here with all of you today. Today we're going to be using two decks from Amanda Lovelace, the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle and her Cozy Witch Tarot deck. So we're going to be pairing those together. It's so funny when I say pairing, I think of like fine wine. So maybe Pisces right now, whether you drink wine or not, it might be time for you to just kind of enjoy, relax, have a girls' night, boys' night, do something where you are taking a load off of your mind. Meeting up with friends could be significant, okay? Let's see what this specific deck has in store for you. Spirit guides. Ooh, that was a bad shuffle. Protest, start a revolution. Let's start over. There are protests going on in LA right now. Could be significant to you. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors of the highest white crested light, we ask that you come into the room at this time, protecting me as the reader and those listening, and let us know what it is that we need to hear today. Thank you. Yeah, there's protests going on in LA, not too far from where I am, so that came out. You have expectations. It says, don't seek anyone's approval. You have bitch fire. Stand up for yourself. Interesting. I'm liking this energy. A little bit rebellious. You have mourning. The world awaits you. We're going to pull 6. You have princess. You can be your own knight. 2 more, please. You have tree, let them go. You have 2 more that came out. You have escapist, come home to yourself. And sword, make the change. On the bottom of the deck, you do have lavender, surround yourself with love. So I do see you surrounding yourself right now, Pisces, with people who are going to make you feel heard, who are going to understand where you're coming from, who are going to make you feel loved as you're going through a really big transition in your life. It seems to me that you're going through a cord cutting, especially when I'm seeing the make the change and she literally has like a sword in her hand, cutting her hair. So you may be changing your hair, you may be changing something about your appearance. Doesn't have to be your physical face or your hair, it could be your body. But there is something that you're letting go of, someone that you could be letting go of. Could be someone you're related to, someone in your family. I'm seeing the tree as like family tree, but it could be a friend. It could be someone you were romantically involved with who you could have built a family tree with. And it's time for you to liberate yourself. That's what I see here. You may be diving into spirituality as a way of liberation. And this is escapist, come home to yourself. I don't really feel like you're escaping anything. You're coming into a sense of self, a sense of knowing, a sense of who you are. And this comes by diving deeper into traumas, childhood wounds, areas of your life that you're ready to improve upon. I see you looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing a new person. That's what she's doing here. And then with the Prince card, whether male or female, it's basically saying you don't need someone to rescue you. You don't need anybody to be your way out of a situation. It's time for you to stand on your own 2 feet. It's time for you to be in charge of your own life. It's time for you to finally be, I feel like, this version of yourself you've wanted to be for a really long time. And that's where this expectations card comes from, where it says don't seek anyone else's approval. She's got her hair cut short, so for sure, a change of physical appearance and a change of your hair could be very significant. But there is something about you being your truest self and it not being what they want to see, whoever they are. This is you accepting you. This is you standing in this Ace of Wands energy. And it says stand up for yourself. But this is also not just standing up for yourself. You're about to be yourself for the first time. And you have this intention to, I really feel like, stand in the light of your truth. And you have all these fish in the sea, right? So this is, if this is a love message, it definitely could be. There are so many other people out there who are waiting to meet you. This is the world awaits you. You are this beautiful, handsome, spry, energetic, beautiful, very eclectic energy. And I feel like the right person, the right situations, the right people who are going to understand who you are, they're coming in for you. It's definitely soul family, definitely soul mate, definitely soul tribe energy I'm getting from this reading. And what's been going on, it seems like for some time, I did notice this card and now it's making more sense, is there was a confidence card that sat underneath the lavender card. For a long time, I feel like a person could have been stealing your confidence. They could have been making you feel less worthy, less valuable than you really are, affecting your solar plexus, affecting your throat chakra, affecting your root chakra. You didn't feel safe. You didn't feel confident. And definitely, I'm also feeling the sacral. So like your sexual energy, your creative energy could have been stifled. You may not have felt super beautiful, super sexy. You may not have felt confident enough to get out into the world. And as you've decided to take on this energy of being your own knight and standing in your own power, I see there's a light about you that's about to shine. And you are not going to be trying to live up to the expectations of anybody. You're about to come into this world showing others that you are ready to be you. Some of you, I'm seeing on the bottom of her shoe here, she does have the pentagram. And of course, you know, this is called the Believe in Your Magic deck. This is a witchy deck. Some of you may also be coming into the energy of finally accepting that you are a witch or that you are someone who practices, witchcraft or the sacred arts, someone who is into more occult practices and who accepts that version of themselves. You could have hid behind the expectation that you needed to be like everybody else. And now whatever has spurred this change within your life, whatever has lit this fire, and whoever you have let go, because you've burned that bridge. You now are starting to actually come into the truth of who you were always meant to be. And that person was a catalyst for that match to be struck and for the new you to come out of hiding, which is beautiful. And again, now I see you hanging out with the right people, those who understand you. I feel like I'm repeating myself. So we're going to dive into the tarot and expound upon this. But I'm proud of you, Pisces, because anytime you go through a significant change like this, there are so many people who could be looking at you, judging you, who might make you feel less than, who could be in a space of authority in your life and you're feeling a bit insecure about making this change, moving in this direction. But you're supposed to go through this at this time because your truest self is actually who's going to help inspire others to make the changes that they need to make in their lives as well. All right, Spirit guys, what's the current situation going on with Pisces with this change? You have the Two of Pentacles. So you've been juggling kind of back and forth with who you've like really meant to be over the course of the last several years. It says when life gets chaotic, find a way to get grounded and balanced. And so I see you coming into a greater sense of self. You could be balancing your diet. You could be balancing your work and play. You could be balancing kind of the old version of yourself with this new version of yourself, trying to walk into a new version of who you are. I see a lot of experimentation, weighing the pros and cons of your choices moving forward, but you're finding more balance in your life by getting rooted in who you really are at your core. Getting back into nature could definitely be significant for you. Your challenge? Toxic witches, and this did come out in the pre-shuffle. So it says, be cautious of those who take more than they give. So you've just been around the wrong people, around the wrong social circles. They haven't given you the energy back that you give to them. They don't support you. Maybe they don't see you the way that you see yourself. They don't believe in you. They don't want you to win, or they just, I feel like they could be like smiling in your face, but deep down inside, there's this envy or this energy towards you that's negative that they're trying to project. So that's what's showing up as your challenge. And so obviously it's going to be hard to find your center when you are around people who don't match your vibe, who don't really understand who you are, who hold this weight in your life when really you should let that weight go and be free. I think they have expectations of you that you no longer align with. Maybe you never did. Strengths at this time for Pisces. I drank some espresso before this reading and I'm so jittery. Coffee usually never affects me, but this one sure did. All right, your strengths. You have the 4 of Swords and you have the 9 of Cups. So what I get from this is with the 4 of Swords, I see you taking a step back from these people who are not on your quote unquote team, your proverbial team. I see you reading books, doing divination, resting, working on your health, working on your mental health especially, and going through like a process of self-help, and maybe you're feeling a little bit more recluse. Those toxic witches may have been calling you and saying, hey, we're meeting up at such and such, or we're going to do this, this, and that. And you're like, oh, I think I'm going to skip out. And you might be noticing like a rift starting to form between you and the past people in your life. And it's really because you needed to take this time to kind of call your energy back, call your power back. And I'm also feeling this energy of energy vampirism. So these people, you're finally noticing for the first time in a long time that you needed to get away from them. And if it's not like a person who is part of a group that you're in, this could be, again, a relationship where maybe you're pulling back from the partner. Maybe you're pulling back from, all that you used to give to them. And they're starting to take notice like that you're not showing up. You're not being as affectionate. You're not doing the things you used to do. But it's because your energy has recognized, because again, this is your strength, that you need to be pouring into you. The 9 of Cups says live in a constant state of gratitude. You have gone down a new path. You see yourself in a new way. You could be a person like myself. I told my husband this the other day. If I was a single, if I was a single female with no kids, I would pack up my bags, get into a van, and travel the US, because that's really where my energy is. So there's this energy of freedom that I see you trying to embrace at this time. This person is sitting in their van with their dog. They're sipping their coffee or their tea in the morning. It looks like they're in front of a beautiful ocean. So I think that you've reclaimed your power by deciding that even if you have to go it alone, even if you have to be this non-traditionalist, non-conformist person who does not meet the expectations of others, who doesn't live a traditional life, who doesn't follow the status quo, and quite frankly, you're tired of trying to fake it, there's going to be this energy that invokes in you this change, and people are going to be like, where did Pisces get all this oomph and this energy from? And it was always there. I just feel like the people you were around were kind of hiding that from you. So by resting, I see you reading books. I see you doing self-help, self-care. Maybe some of you are physically traveling or doing things more solo, taking yourself on dates, or, just really getting yourself out there. For those of you who are kind of van lifing it or deciding that you want to live a non-traditional life, kudos to you because you don't need anyone's approval to be who you are. You don't need anyone to save you. You are strong. You are capable. And there was a lot of like heaviness that was on you because you weren't living in your truth, because you were not doing you. You were living someone else's life, someone else's dream. And you were maybe trying to live in the proverbial fairy tale or the American dream or whatever the case is, wherever you're from. You don't have to be from America, but it's a common like American dream, where you maybe got married, had kids, worked the 9 to 5, and you're just like, this just isn't it for me. There's something about me that was always meant to be different. I feel that coming through. Area of focus. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah. And this says, having it all looks different to everyone. So what is your happiness? For this person, it's obviously all these cats, being that cat lady, right? Being the person who cuts their hair short, being the one who enjoys, traveling solo, being that person who decides that they want to be part of a co-op, or someone who doesn't want to do the traditional 9 to 5, someone who doesn't want to be married. Maybe you were always the person who never wanted kids, and you were like forced into believing that that's what you had to do. So trust yourself right now, Pisces, that whatever this is that you need to cut away, whatever traditions, whatever values, whatever the status quo in your life always was, if it's not matching the person that you want to become, you don't have to do that. And I think that's what this reading is about, is you're finally finding the right people to confide in, who give you that confidence to be the version of yourself you always wanted to be. And I'm seeing here with the 3 of Swords, and it says it's okay to cry. You may have gone through a big shedding of who you used to be. You may had to cry about it because even you maybe are shocked at who you are becoming. And I always tell my husband, like, if someone were to take me back prior to like 2020, 2021 and tell me that I would be a tarot reader, I would say you were absolutely crazy. I was a devout Christian. I was, that person who played the organ and the piano at church. I was the one leading choir rehearsals. I was part of the praise and worship teams. Not that I wouldn't still be a part of those things, but I like tarot, witchcraft, witchery, any of this stuff, crystals and just manifestation under the moon. It didn't exist. But as I became more and more aware that I was going through a change and I needed the right people to be there for me, these spaces on YouTube and Instagram became home and became a place of comfort. And it's where I've built friendships and where I'm meeting all of you. So some of you may be going through that. And what your 10 of Pentacles used to be, it's changing, and that's okay. We all go through shifts and cycles. Near future for Pisces. And quite frankly, those people that were around you were quite toxic and you just finally saw through it, or you finally were ready to break free of it. Near future, you have the Chariot. And it says you'll never get anywhere if you keep standing still. So in the near future, Pisces, I see this snail right here. You are about to take off. No more snail mode. You're about to move into your calling. Some of you are moving into it quickly, moving on to better align friendships, better align relationships. If your family has been an issue, soul family is coming in to replace them. You're chasing your goals. I see you letting go of a lot of things. She's on a bicycle. You can't carry a whole lot with you on a bicycle. So you could be downsizing. Some of you could be going into van life or doing more of a cooperative type of living. You may be moving into a situation where you and your partner, your new partner, are going to have to grow. You and your dog, you and your cats are all you've got, whatever the case is. And this is a time of rebirth. I really feel like you're headed into an unknown aspect of yourself. And you're really leaving that toxicity behind. And you don't need anyone to save you. So I do see a lot of solitary energy here. You don't have to be single, though, to resonate with this. But you may notice that with the North Node in Pisces, the South Node is in Virgo. And those are our relationships. And those are the people that we work with and our partners and things like that. And there's less emphasis on them as long as the North Node is in Pisces and as long as the South Node is in Virgo. And so you may see, over the next 12 months or so that there is more of a focus on you and less of a focus on anyone else. And it's because this is a time of growth and expansion for you, Pisces. Again, it's time for you to make the change, whatever it is that you've been eyeing, thinking about. A big shift in your life needs to take place. You have to let them go because they're holding you back. There is going to be sorrow. There is going to be pain. You're probably going to cry about it. Wonder if you're making the right decision. But this is going to allow you to come into a lot of resonance and harmony in your life. Even though this says escapist, I really don't think she's escaping because she's like, I got to get out of here. It's like you're escaping and entering into a new version of you. It says come home to yourself. There's a glow, there's a sparkle, there's things you're finding out about you. And then you're walking into this fiery energy of telling the world, this is who I am. Some of you, and this is definitely not going to resonate with everybody, are actually coming out. Like your sexuality is coming out. I'm seeing Ace of Swords here. So there's like truth bombs. This is a tiny sword for such a big hand, but it says, look at you, you're bursting with sparkling new ideas. And so this is you kind of telling people, like, I've been waiting for a long time to share this part of myself with the world, to admit to myself who I am, what I am, whatever the case is. And that definitely for some of you is resonating, as this could be you like coming out. Could be you telling the world, you don't conform to normal relationship stereotypes and things like that. Yeah, I'm definitely hearing love is love. It is Pride Month too. Oh, that's really cool. Okay. Recent past for Pisces. The Five of Cups. And what I see here is a person who tried to hold on to this image of who they thought they should be. It says spilled tea isn't the end of the world. So you may have heard rumors circulating about you. You may have been trying to live a life and be a version of yourself that just could no longer stand the weight of this ridicule, of this heaviness, of this conformity that you just did not resonate with. I know that she has vitiligo, but one of the things that I see is also like the parts of you that don't resonate, that don't fit, are like flaking away, coming off, revealing the truest version of yourself. And with vitiligo, it's almost like there's pieces of your skin, right, that are different colors, because it's like you're becoming a new you, Pisces. Like it's time to reveal yourself to the world. And they have to understand that everybody's cup of tea is not your cup of tea. So recent past is when you went through that shedding. You had that judgment call come in, and this says all the signs say that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And I think you realized that this is a time for me to trust that where I'm being led, even though there's no markers, there's no signs, there's nobody here to steer me in a direction of safety, quote unquote. I know that I'm being led to take on this new role, be this new person, show others there's a new way to do things, and you're being imparted with the right ideas by your spirit team to inspire others. I really do believe that. Advice? Because I'm super inspired. Every time I watch YouTube and I watch van lifers, I'm so inspired by their life. I know there are things that they have to sacrifice, though, to have van life. But they really do inspire me to look at life and understand everybody's version of success and living is different. Some people, it is buying that $1 million home. For others, it's buying that $30,000 van and turning it into your own piece of heaven. So your advice is the Star card, and it says, have faith that healing is in the forecast. So you're going to go through a lot of healing at this time, Pisces. As you let go of the past, as you let go of who people wanted you to be, versions of yourself that no longer align with this new part of yourself, you're going to be tapping into your spirituality more than ever. You're going to be tapping into your connection to the stars. You're realizing that the world is vast and that these constructs and these conformists and these relationships and these friendships, these jobs, these family members that held you in a place of detriment and made you feel small. They stripped away your voice, your body. It was reflected in the way that you lived your life. All of that is shedding to create a new version of you. One where you're going to be looking at yourself. I'm seeing this Queen of Wands here. And you are going to be so confident. You're going to be so confident. And people are going to start to really recognize there's been a huge change. Some people aren't going to like it though. And I'm seeing her in red. You may be a target of slander, of people talking behind your back, of family members judging you. But you must stand in your truth. This card says replace your self-doubt with self-confidence. And I'm also seeing Queen of Swords here. And she's sitting at the table. Not necessarily in an energy that's negative, but she's strong. And it says, don't you dare lower your voice for anyone. So if there's been a person who's really been working on your confidence and who's been kind of hiding this voice of yours, who's been telling you that you can't, or that you're less than, or you're not as beautiful or handsome, that you'll never amount to anything, that you're making a mistake, they are going to see the transformation in you. They're going to see it. It's going to come in slowly, Pisces, and I don't want you worried if you're making the right decision by separating yourself from these people, from these situations. You are being divinely guided. Remember that Judgment card came out. Spirit said now is the time to move. Now is the time to heal. To pick up, the Chariot in your near future and go in a different direction. And you are going to be supported. You're going to be taken care of. One of the things that I always like to share little tidbits about my life with you guys that I have worried about. I've been called to go to Washington State, right? I live in California. I've been called to go to Washington State. And I really didn't know why. Eventually I found out that it was a call from Spirit. There's some ancestral healing. I believe past life ancestral roots. The Pacific Northwest calls to me like no other. Whether I'm in Idaho, Oregon, Washington, that area calls to me. And when I was talking with my family about it, one of the things that they said is, well, you have a baby and you're going to need help and this and that. And it makes you feel like, there's no way I could ever leave this place that stifles me, right? I really have outgrown where I live, and it doesn't make me feel good anymore. And I know that after 33 years, I'll be 33 in July, it is time for me to go. And I really do feel like year 33 is going to be very pivotal, because it is like your Jesus year, and there's crucifixion and changes and all of that, right? So for myself, I've been worried about, will I be supported? Will I have the people around me who can help me with the child? Is this the wrong decision? Do I need to be close to family? But there were so many people, there have been so many people throughout the years who have left and have made their stamp on this world because they chose to go in a new way. And I have to remember that. And I always keep this card up for us Pisces, where it says, I am supported and protected. So I have to remember that, even that no matter where you go, wherever this Chariot leads you, I'm seeing the Emperor here. You can make your mark. You can definitely find your stride. And it says being the authority of your own life comes with a lot of responsibility. So I just have to be willing to take that on. And so do you. And I hope that gives you some confidence. All right. Your environment at this time. All right. Environment at this time. You have the Three of Cups. This is beautiful. So this is saying, come together with your coven. And these are going to be people who are like-minded. They don't have to be on the same exact course as you, but these are people who are going to see the world through a lens that makes a lot more sense to you, who vibe with the person that you're becoming, who want to see you win. I see you being more open-minded, collaborating with people. I see you collaborating with people who don't look like you, who come from very different walks of life. And also maybe who people in your life wouldn't have been so accepting of, especially with this girl in the wheelchair. She's showing us that there's other ways to live. There's other people in this world. We're not all the same. We come from different roads and paths and backgrounds to enrich each other's lives. And that's what I see you doing. And you may have come from a little bit more of a traditional life, and people in your life don't understand, like, why, Pisces, are you going to do this, or why are you going through this change? And you're like, I see a new sense of me. I see a new sense of self. And I'm going to miss you, and I'm going to miss you guys, but I have to do what's best for me. I'm just getting the vibe that you're just really not like the people in your life. And you're tired of being fake in whatever way that means to you, you know, faking the relationship goals, faking about maybe your sexuality, faking about being happy in a job that doesn't serve you, faking about what you want for your future. I'm definitely with the cat lady. There's probably a lot of feminines on here watching this who don't necessarily want children. Whether you've had them or not, this is a judgment-free zone. But I will tell you this. I didn't want children for a really long time. And it took the right person to have a child for me. But it was something that I never expected to experience in my life. But I see you honoring yourself, Pisces. This is the Queen of Pentacles. Honoring yourself in a way that you've never honored yourself before. It says there's no need to sacrifice. You can have it all. And this might be you walking into like your quote unquote first day of being your most witchy self. Finally showing the world, like, I'm opening up my crystal shop. I have finally, joined a coven. I am reading tarot and oracle online. I've started working at the local apothecary. I'm going to priestess school, like whatever the case is for you. I'm finally, quitting my job, traveling the road. I'm going on a sacred spiritual journey. I just see that energy here with you, Pisces. Your environment is one of you becoming. And I'm seeing a lot of you are going to have to be like cleaning up shop, getting rid of the old things in your life. A lot of things are not coming with you. It says tidy up your life so you can make space for something better. And this old life, this old way of living, old people, old homes, could be cleaning off your desk, taking your things home. All of that is changing for you, Pisces. Selling your house, selling your car, creating your own little piece of heaven. Hopes and fears. You have the High Priestess and the Five of Swords. Wow. So this is saying, I'm ready to walk into this true version of myself. I'm fearful of the fallout that it will cause. The High Priestess card says, when in doubt, your first gut feeling can always be trusted. And the Five of Swords says, you can't be right all of the time. So this is something where you're listening to your intuition about a change, a move, where your life is headed. Redirection of that energy is very, very, very heightened at this time. Understanding, though, that at the end of the day, all you've got is you. You must do what makes Pisces happy. You must choose to be your greatest version of yourself. As Ralph Smart always says. I don't know if any of you out there watch Infinite Waters. I haven't watched him in a while, but I do enjoy his content here and there. Some of you are definitely a divination witch. I'm seeing that on her shirt here. And I see crystals. I see tarot cards. There's something about you definitely becoming your witchiest version of yourself for some of you out there. But it doesn't have to be that for everybody. But your gut feeling is telling you that it's time to go in a new direction. And you're just a little bit fearful of upsetting the establishment. And that's okay. You have been programmed to always want things to be fair. I'm seeing the Justice card here, right? And it says, stick to your truth and everything will turn out just fine. So this is about be who you need to be. Maybe you're sitting behind that computer like she is, but she's got her witch's robe and she's got her witch's hat, on her right. And when she gets off of that call, off of that video call where she's making that little bit of money, she goes into being her true self. So you're wearing different masks right now, Pisces. And I feel like you've always wanted things to be fair. You want everybody to be happy. You could have Libra highly aspected in your chart. But it's time for you to not worry about, again, the expectations of others, being liked, needing to be saved. This is a time where you just need to do what's best for you. And with the Six of Wands here, you're going to have a lot of people who really admire you, Pisces, in this new version of yourself. It says you're kind of a big deal, so start acting like it. People are going to see the glow up. People are going to see the change in you. And they're going to want to know, how did Pisces do this? And then you will start to inspire those who have yet to make the switch, who have yet to get their van, who have yet to move out and just be with their cats, who have yet to sell the home or let go of the toxic relationship, who is ready to walk into this new tribe of eclectic souls. And they're going to be able to do that because they saw you do it first. You are an example, Pisces. Potential outcome. This is a beautiful message. I haven't used this deck in a while because it didn't really speak to me, but today it's speaking to me. All right, you have the Knight of Wands for your potential outcome. So it says sometimes you have to be willing to bend the rules a little. So this is you doing things a little bit different, Pisces. You are not about to be everybody's cup of tea. You are not about to follow the status quo. You're not following the quote unquote rules. You're doing things your own way. Some people are going to think you are being extremely reckless with this Knight of Wands. But if you have to take that leap, this person is crawling out their window in the dead of night. You have to do what's best for you. So I'm not saying run away from the old life, but maybe figuratively, it's time to run away from the old life and accept that spirit has something more for you out there. There is this different world that will bring in more balance, more cohesion, more happiness, more sense of purpose and fulfillment to you. And that starts with you believing that this needs to happen, trusting your intuition and going with it, walking away from the toxic witches and the toxic people and the toxic situations in your life. That's the devil card in this deck. And it's time to link up with the right people, the people that mean you well, who support you, who will uplift you on your journey. And who are ready to see you shine. Knight of Cups. It says romanticize the present moment every chance that you get. And so I do see new love coming in for you. I see new friendships. I see new homes, travel, big changes in your body and self-confidence. Maybe some of you, I see she has a little tattoo on her shoulder. So maybe some of you are getting a tattoo. But we do have this Eight of Cups energy here as well to end out your reading. And you're about to walk away from this traditional life. I really do feel like, yeah, she's gone on a very, beautiful traditional petticoat. She's got her hair back. And it says, if your life feels stale, explore some new scenery. So it's time to get away from this stale life. It's time to get out of this proverbial, like cookie cutter type of life that you may have lived, or the ways that you may have tried to conform yourself. And it's time to just be the version of you that no one would ever expect you to be. I do want to read before we end the expectations. It's card 12. Let me read that from the book and we'll close out your reading today, Pisces. We are ending off your reading with the Four of Wands, so celebration. Some of you are really going to start businesses because of this change in your world. I see her sitting in front of like cupcakes or something. So it says family is whoever makes you feel the most safe and comfortable being you. That makes me almost want to cry, Pisces. We're here. We made it. If you're here and you're watching this video, I love you. And I'm so happy that we're here together. And I know that you may have been the black sheep of your family or been cast aside in a toxic relationship where you weren't supported. I support you. I'm with you. I hold you dearly in my heart. And I can't wait to see the impact that you have in the world. Again, family is whoever makes you feel the most safe and comfortable being you. Okay, let's read expectations. So it says, don't seek anyone's approval. People will always have their own expectations of who they think you should be. Their opinions are almost always based on restrictive societal norms and therefore are extremely unrealistic. No matter what they tell you, remember that you have permission to be whoever it is you most wish to be. You don't need anyone else's approval, only yours. And I think that's it. Yeah, so be you, Pisces. I actually really love that this came out during Pride Month. I will tell you this. I was also taught to be extremely homophobic growing up, Christian, and I've changed that about myself. Anyone and everyone is included. It does not matter your creed, your color. Just ask that you be someone of the light, though, not everybody, but those of us who are kindred souls, they are welcome here. And I just want you to be proud of who you are. I don't want you to try to be anyone's cup of tea. I want you to find yourself beautiful. I want you to let go of anxiety and depression and lack of self-worth and not being able to speak your truth. I want you to choose what makes you happy. What is your 10 of Pentacles? Again, having it all looks different to everyone, and I want you to have it all. And that means love, that means health, that means wealth, prosperity, connection, peace, freedom, all of those things. I want you to have it in a way that suits your soul best. So do not try to ever be anyone but you, Pisces. I will see you tomorrow with another reading. Go ahead and put a bicycle emoji if this message resonated with you. You are heading in a new direction and you'll never get anywhere if you keep standing still. Love you, Pisces. See you tomorrow. Bye.